Good morning, everyone. I am hopefully going to be able to stay connected. I don't know what is going on with, I don't think it is my connection to the internet. I really don't. But it has been a little strange lately. Dun, 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 dun. If this is your first time here, welcome. My name is April. This is the Frugal Planner channel, and today I am in a regular composition notebook. Morning, Christy. Composition notebook. It is a college rule. College rules. It's college ruled. Morning, Hope. I've pulled out the Bic Crystal. It's a 1.6 millimeter. It's a thick. And then, of course, the Pen and Gear. Good morning, Everyday Blue. Good morning, Roxy Ann. MB Hi. Good morning, good morning, good morning. If this is a return trip for you, welcome back. It's kind of like the thing. I'm going to be using some of the Crayola pastels today as well. And my rulers, and that's pretty much it. It's going to be very pretty, but pretty minimal. Pretty, whoa, hello. Wes checked in last night, so he and my stepfather are safe and sound. They made it to Montana, which is awesome. So today I am going to be doing a, good morning, Jennifer. This is a little bit different layout, and if you haven't been here for a while, you probably haven't seen this layout. So it's going to be 4 rows, and this is where I'm going to write my week. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday down this column. And then I am going to do columns down, and they're going to be about 1 3/4 inches. It's the width of this ruler, which I can't find anywhere, which totally bums me out because it is the perfect width to do these kinds of layouts. And then up here, I'm going to put a time range. So I think I'm going to get 6 columns out of this. So I'll divide my day by 6 and then put like from 5 to 7, 7 to 9, 9 to 12. And that way I have a horizontal hourly, which seems, once I get it put together, I think you're going to love it. I really do. This is one of my most productive layouts I have ever done. And I've never seen it before. I think I created it, is what I'm trying to say. If you've seen somebody else do this layout, please let me know, and I will stop saying that I created it, because I've never seen this layout before. It's like taking a teacher planner and making it into an hourly horizontal. I've seen a bunch of horizontal or hourly verticals with the hours down the side. Hi, Tanya. You are? Thank you. That's the other thing. I do have 2 channels. I also spilled coffee right there. That's okay. I have 2 channels here on YouTube. The Frugal Planner channel, I do try to plan using less budget and more creativity. On Plan with April, I try to use my stash that I've accumulated over the past 20, 30 years. You're like, 20, 30 years? Holy cow. Yeah, it's been a minute. I have been planning since I was, gosh, a junior in high school. I think my first Franklin Covey was early 90s. I know. The tedious part of setting up a new layout. But I know you guys like to watch this part, so I didn't want to pre-set it up and then just have the lines and stuff. Yes, the coffee does. Exactly. That visual texture that you guys know I love so very much. I'm going to flip my notebook around. I'm just going to go in on the red line here. And that is going to be my first mark. Hi, Mark. And then, do I flip it back over? Yes, I'm just going to be doing a lot of flipping this morning. I'm going to line this back up over here. And I'm going to go right there. I don't know why I get quiet when I'm doing a line. Wow, that sounded bad. When I'm drawing a line. Yikes. Watched too many mafia movies. Speaking of shows, not movies, I did watch Legally Blonde last weekend. I love Reese Witherspoon. She is one of my favorites. Her and Sandra Bullock. I was going to watch Miss Congeniality, and then I was like, okay, someone needs to go to bed. That was me. I was that someone. Okay, so for reference, I could get rid of this, or I could flip or flop it and do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday down this side as well. Or, I don't know. We could do something with it. We'll see where the wind takes us today. I harvested my first yellow crookneck squash. Oh my goodness. She's about that big around and about that long. I think I waited too long. I didn't see her out there. And last night when I went to check on the garden, to make sure that like it's getting enough water and everything, I was like, holy moly macaroni, where did you come from? And there, where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from? So I picked it, and then there's like 9 other ones that are smaller, not quite ready. Maybe we'll be ready because you know how gardens grow. Especially squash, it's like overnight, within 12 hours, then you have a full-size squash again. So I'm going to go out this morning after I get done filming and see if there's any more that's ready. Remember me telling you guys that I either planted a squash, a zucchini, or a pumpkin plant? It's pumpkin. And some of our pumpkins are like this big already. And I am so excited. We've never planted pumpkins before. All right. I know. It truly is the little things. So I think what I'm going to do, rather than flip it on its side and write Monday and the date, is I'm just going to hold it this way. And I'm going to do, I want to do the boxes. I really do. So let's pop in here. Let's grab the marker. I want this to be colorful because I want to go back and use it this week for sure. So best way to do this is just to get a little bit creative. For these being pastels, I'm not going to lie to you. I think they're pretty vibrant colors. Like when I think of pastels, I think of like quiet colors, soft colors. Soft kitty, warm kitty. And these feel like they're here for business. Like they're not messing around. I am not filling in this entire boxed area for a specific reason. I don't want it to be overpowering from the rest of the spread. And because these aren't, whoa, someone's got the dropsies this morning and her name is April. I think I don't share a desk with anyone right now. Hoofda. Okay, anyway, I don't want it to be overpowering, and I don't want my black pen to be like, ooh, squidgy in there. So let's go in here. I want to try this one. I haven't tried this yet. The Crystal Bic 1.6 millimeter. I love a bold pen. I love a bold pen. I also love a 0.3. So I'm all over the board on what I like as far as pens go. But let's see what this one is. I'm worried about, look how big, I was going to call it the nib. Look how big that is. That is big. That is large and in charged. Can you see that? That is like, whoa. Okay. Oh, one of the blues is not pastel. I believe you. Is it this one? Because this one looks more purple too. I was doing swatches in the back. Swatches in the back. That's not a song. Not a song. Ooh, see, that one reminds me of like a nice rainy day. Like that one. This one. Oh yeah, that is definitely not pastel. And did someone say, who was it? Rachel's not here. I think it was Rachel. If it wasn't, correct me. Did somebody say they bought these and then put numbers on them and then corresponded the numbers in their pen test book so they knew which ones were which? Because that is such a great idea with the pastels, because there are, look at this. These are all in the same thing. Same. So these all look exactly similar. Exactly similar. Not exactly the same. But this one's, I'm guessing, more pink. These ones are more peach, but the color of the caps is so misleading because I don't really see that much of a difference. So maybe later today, after I've done the gardening thing and after I've got my other videos done, I will swatch those and maybe do that. Hey, Carol, welcome. Welcome. I know. I have never had these, and I'm bummed that I've never tried them. Like I said, I love a good, thick pen. Oh, these write like butter. Butter. Okay. Well, I think these were on back to school, which is why I picked them up. So glad I did. They write super smooth on this paper. I almost feel like the composition notebook, the Pen and Gear from Walmart, has a toothier feel to it, but it's got a coating on it. Not so much of a coating like the Hobonichi Cousin or like regular copy paper, but there is kind of a slickness to it. This pen glides across the paper. 28th. Can you guys believe this is the last week, not even full week, of July, and we are into August? What is happening? One, two, and three. Okay. I'm really, really pleased with that. Really pleased with that. Now, if you want to add a little bit extra visual texture, I'm going to show you a little something that you can do, and it takes a little minute, but it does add quite a bit. Just go in here and do a little bit of wherever your downstroke is, like when you're writing, wherever you take a downstroke. Go ahead and make that line just a little heavier. Just a little bit. Not too much. Just a little. Which reminds me of Austin Powers when he's like, feed the fish. Not too much. Did you guys see that Happy Gilmore is coming out with Happy Gilmore 2? It has been a minute since I have watched Happy Gilmore. Also, for the record, I absolutely loved The Wedding Singer. Julia. Oh my goodness. Mrs. Robbie Hart. It's not like I've seen it a million times that I can quote it for you. My goodness. See, so that made it a little bit more. Just a little bit more. I am going to go up here with my marker. This is the green one. And I think I'm going to do, I think I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to come up here, but this one, do I want to do that? See, this is what happens when I free plan and I'm just, shooting off the hip. I'm not as organized with like what I want to do for decorating. So why don't I do this? Let me cap this one. Let's go in here with some doodle flowers. Doodle flowers are a super beautiful, easy breezy way to make the page kind of pop a little bit. Add that beautiful visual texture that we all know and love. And that's why we come back to our planners, right? Is because we want to see the prettiness of it. We like opening it up. We like, showing other people how pretty it is. I don't know so much about other people, but you know what I mean. So I'm going to hop in here with all three of the purples, and I am just going to do circles, and they don't have to be perfect. In fact, the less perfect they are, the better these will look. Right now, it just looks like we're drawing happy bubbles, kind of. I am kind of keeping clear of this area here at the top because that is where I'm going to put my time. Like for the time tracking. And I was almost going to say, okay, I'm going to let that cool. No, I'm going to let it soak into the paper. Oh my gosh. Yes. Circles are adorable too. So if you are not an artist, which I am not an artist at all. I can doodle on good days, but I am definitely not an artist. All I am doing is going in here and I am adding in, they're almost like raindrops. They're just that shape, just like that. This also works if you do like oranges and lemons. You can just draw circles and then put their little leaf on the top, and that's really cute too. And because this is pretty, these colors are super saturated. I am going to let those soak in, do their thing. I'm not going to mess with them for a few minutes. If you wanted to leave it like this, you totally could. I think that looks absolutely beautiful. Let's go down here. We're going to add a few at the bottom again because of this visual texture. Do you guys have any plans today? Anything fun going on? Gonna doodle some flowers later. Remember, these do not have to be perfect. Those two are besties. I did not mean to get them that close, but here we are. It's fine. Did I already use this color or is it this color? Nope. Tell me how this one is darker than this one. This one's the darker one. You would think this one is the darker one. Ooh, that sounds nice. Oh, inventory of your pantry. Oh yeah, I hope it's gonna be really warm here too. That's why I'm thinking I better get out to the garden this morning instead of like later. Otherwise it'll be too warm. So I watched my friend's dog. Remember when I had Whiskey? That's their long-haired dachshund. I love him. Oh, he's such a good baby. So my friend was like, I want to give you some of our sausage as a thank you, or pork, because they did a 4-H pig. And I'm like, no. Whiskey's family. Like, I absolutely had a blast having him. I haven't had a dog in forever, and it was just nice to have him. He's such a good boy. So anyway, did she listen? Of course not, because do friends listen? No, they don't. They do whatever they want. They do whatever they want. So she brings in all this pork product. I've got ham, I've got pork chops, I have a roast, I have like a tenderloin, and then I have a ton of sausage. And I'm like, oh my goodness gracious. So needless to say, I had to do a freezer inventory because it is now full of amazing sausage. Okay. Meal planning. Yes, yes, yes. Heading to Nashville for a concert. Ooh. Who are you going to see? So I'm going to do this. I try to get up at 4:30 every morning. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I am up by 5 though. Like by 5 o'clock, I am up and moving around. So I'm going to do 5 a.m. and I'm using my pen and gear. This is the one that used to be 44 cents. They were 88 cents a pack of 2. Now they've gone up to $1.14. Listen, pen and gear, just because you got popular doesn't mean you get to raise your prices. You're gonna be popular. All right, so 5 to 8, 8 to 11. Wait, right? 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11, 12, 1, 2. If you can see my fingers on my desk, no kidding, they're like bump, 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 bump. I am going to leave this row blank because I don't want to write on that. Oh, that sounds like a heck of a party. Blackberry smoke, Mike Campbell, and Dirty Knobs. Okay. If I lived closer, I would be there. That sounds like fun. And let's be honest, does this girl do anything productive after 8 p.m.? The answer to that is no. No, I don't. So I am going to save this column for, what am I going to save it for? Should I do, I was going to say either dinner or a chore. I think I'm going to do dinner. So I'm going to write in here, DINNER. And then over here, I could use this column for a chores. Do you hear my desk creaking? So Wes built this desk for me. It's a 2x12 and a 2x10, so it's 22 inches this way. And I don't know how wide it is. Not wide enough when I have all my crap on it, I'll be honest with you. So I was telling him, you know, I really need a work desk for planning and stuff like that, because I used to have the podcast studio, which is now the podcast studio, and he does more with podcasting now than I do. So when he built this desk, he's like, yeah, the wood is gonna, you know, settle and do all its thing, and so don't worry if it makes like weird sounds. And so it has done that, and now it is super duper creaky. So I need to see if he can like put some insulation or something in between the ledger board. Look at me, know what I'm talking about. In between like the ledger board and the desk itself. Just to stop that creaking. It only bothers me when I'm filming. And I film a lot. I know, more doodle flowers. I may be going overboard with the doodle flowers, but that's fine. It's fine. Okay, let's go in with some leaves. I think tomorrow is going to be my laundry day because with Wes being gone, so Wes is fully retired and has been for, gosh, 2 or 3 years. It's been amazing. He usually, when he's home, he takes care of like all the stuff except for cooking, because I absolutely adore cooking. If I didn't like cooking, he would probably also pick that up as well. But with him gone, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to like do domestic chores. I know, I crack myself up too. I feel like my leaves, that one is very, very big. But I feel like they're getting smaller. I don't want them smaller, so I'm going to make an effort to pop them in here. All right. Let those soak in, do their thing, chicken wing. And then this is what the layout looks like. So for Monday the 28th, between 5 and 8 in the morning, this is my area to keep track of this. And then from 8 to 11, 11 to 2, 2 to 5, 5 to 8, dinner and chores. The reason I like this layout, twofold. If I'm super busy, I have 4 lines per 3 hours. So that's one thing an hour and then like, you know, a little extra. If I don't have a lot going on, if it is a slow week and I don't have a lot going on, I can bring in my markers again and doodle this up. And if a project takes me from like 5 to 8 or 5 to 10, I can draw a line over, and that tells me, okay, during this time I am doing this and it's going to be a project, you know, it's going to take a while. So from 8 to here, what I would normally do is put in work and draw a line. So I'll do that really quick. Monday the 28th from 8:30. So I'm going to pop in here. I'm going to put a dot because it brings attention to it and it's a little more visual texture. I'm going to write work. Work, 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 work. You knew it was coming. Now, one of two things can happen here. You can draw a line with your ruler, or you can draw a line with your marker, or you can just simply draw a line with your pen. And I only work till 4:30. So I know Monday through Friday, I'm going to put this in there. I have work. What this also tells me is that I don't have a lot of flexibility to add additional things to my schedule during this time because I am committed to work. So it is also a good visual representation to me to know that I have a full schedule. So don't plan anything in this unless it's work related. Hey, Helen. Yeah, I'm surprised by these markers. These are the pastels and they are vibrant. They're really pretty. Really pretty. All right, so that takes care of my work schedule. I also know I have a couple of things going on next week. So in Friday, actually it's Thursday. Thursday is payday. So I'm going to put over here in this column here, payday. And that way when I get up in the morning, I can check my pay stub and make sure that everything was fine. Because you guys remember 2 weeks ago, it was not. Ugh, I tell you, I would never want to be in payroll. Like that is no way. No way. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. All right, and then I have two bills due. I've got my Audible payment and Paramount, which is annoying. I need to get rid of Paramount because we don't watch it, and I keep saying it. This is the 3rd week I have said. You know what? Right here. Cancel. Paramount. Look at that. Taking control of my own destiny. Why do we have planners if not to write things in there that we want, right? It's exactly what they're for. Dinners this week, I have not even thought about it. When I did my freezer inventory, I have probably 12 frozen chicken breasts in there. I took them out and put them in the fridge to thaw. What I'm going to do is I'm going to chunk them in about 1.5 to 1 inch chunks, and I'm going to can them. Bring my pressure canner up. I have an electric pressure canner. I can run that without like heating up the house too bad today. Actually, I won't heat it up at all. You might get a little bit of condensation in the kitchen, but that's all fine. So I do need to take care of that today because I would rather have them shelf-stable than taking up room in the freezer. And I need to make What was the other thing that I had? Oh, green beans. I'm getting a ton of green beans out of the garden. So I am going to wash and cut them up. And after I get the chicken canned, I'm going to water bath. No. Yes? No. Pressure cook the green beans. I always have to look that up. Are green beans pressure canned? They are. So I'll get those done, and then I will take an inventory of the canning shelves because I haven't done that for a while either. Back to this week. I know what I should do on these live plan with me's, although this is the last one. Did you guys realize that? Because I was doing one every Saturday for the month of July. Yikes. Can you believe? You can? Okay. I thought so, Hope, but then I was like, can you? I'm not sure. Okay. If I can water bath them, I would rather do that because it's just so much easier. I worry about pressure canning. I have a pressure canner, like the big stainless steel pot, and I have yet to use it. I think I'm going to wait for this fall and do it outside with the camp stove because I don't know what it is. I scare myself. I really do. It's just in my head. In my head. So payday's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I don't have any lives going on. Wes should be home, fingers crossed, by Friday. Maybe. Probably Saturday. I'm going to put Wes home on Saturday. Yeah, I've pressure canned beans, like black beans, kidney beans that I grew last year in the garden, and they did really super well. They make perfect chili. They make great. The only thing I didn't like them for was like on top of like taco salads and stuff. They were a little bit mushy, but if you wanted to make like pinto beans into refried beans, oh my gosh, they were like so fast to make with it. And then I did do, what else did I water bath can? Oh, I did potatoes. Chunked those up and did them. Oh, those are amazing. Those were really, really good. So I'm going to put Saturday, Wes is home. And then for chores on Saturday, bum, bum, bum. Laundry. I know I'm hopping around, sorry. No chores on Sunday because I just want to spend time and hear his stories and all about his adventures and stuff. Yes. Yeah, I love canned potatoes. I had never done them before, and it was the lady here on YouTube. Oh, what is her name? She used to be part of the Amish community, and then her family left the Amish community, but she still follows a lot of the Amish canning recipes and stuff. I love watching her. I absolutely adore her. If I ever met her, I would be like starstruck. Like, oh my god. Oh, I would be like a fangirl. Oh my gosh. Can I remember her name? No, but she has the cutest kids. They always help her in the kitchen. I'll think of it at 2 a.m. and I'll scream it out in the air for you. I promise. Okay, so Monday chores is going to be actually Friday chores. Let me pop down here. Clean fridge. It has been going a lot better. Oh, I spelled that wrong. Cleaning the fridge out every week because I'm eating more of the food that I'm getting. Now, there was a time where I would buy my groceries and then a lot of it would go to waste because I wasn't meal planning. Not frugal at all. Now I'm doing a lot better. So cleaning the fridge at the end of the week is a lot easier. And what I'm doing is when I run out of spices and stuff, I'm just also putting it on my list. Like if I run out of garlic powder or sea salt, I'll just put it right on my list immediately. And then I'm not, out of it for a long time. In the past, I have simply put it on the counter here in the laundry room. And then when I do my weekly list, I will go through all of my like used bottles and do it that way. So it's a lot easier now that I just write it down. I have my list and then I can throw it away or whatever. And a lot of times I'll make my own seasoning, like taco seasoning. Yeah, cleaning the fridge can be, absolutely. All of my dry mixes I make myself, so that's helpful. And then they're in jars, and I have a sealer that seals the jars so they stay fresh. I love having those on hand, like pancake mix, basic biscuit mix, all of those kinds of things. And then like a cream of soup mix. I actually used that when we were over with the family and made biscuits and gravy out of it, and made the gravy, not the biscuits. Everybody was like, oh my gosh, there's so much flavor in this. What did you use? And I told them, they're like, no way. I'm like, yeah. So I might be doing that again. I got a new floor cleaner. We have hardwood, and I don't like when they get cloudy. I hate that look. So I got a new floor cleaner. I'll let you guys know how it works. If it leaves them really nice and shiny, or if I have to go back over them with vinegar and water, because ugh. Ugh, ugh, ugh. Oh, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Oh, yeah. See? Yeah. So if the leftovers are leftover, they're off they go. We're lucky where we live. I can discard, that sounds weird, not sourdough. I can discard like fresh vegetables out on the property. Not composting, but we have like turkeys and deer. And so if I have like apples that are going bad, or other fruit like oranges and stuff like that, or if I juice and I have all of that pulp left over, I will just put it outside. And oh my gosh, the wild turkeys love that stuff. Love, love, love. So that is nice. We have talked about putting a compost pile out there. We just haven't done it yet, because with the garden, it would be nice to have that, you know, rich soil to put back in there. I think this week I am going to do a lot of salad bar. So I think I'm going to put that, where do I want that? Why don't I put it after work? You guys have heard me talk about my salad drawer. I have a pull-out drawer in the fridge underneath the main part of the fridge. When we have our grandkids, that's the grandkids snack drawer. When we don't have them, a lot of times I will prep ingredients for salad, and it'll be the salad bar drawer. It'll be cucumbers, olives, you know, red and orange peppers. What else do we put in there? Beans, any kind of meat. You know, if we want to do taco salad, I'll do like a taco meat in there. If we want to do like cubed ham, if we want to do all different kinds of shredded cheeses, it's just you open up the drawer, there's carrots, onions, anything you could possibly think of to put on a salad is in there. And then it just makes it so easy during the week to do dinner and then pack my lunch. It's also great for the morning when I'm trying to like get ready for work and pack a healthy lunch and breakfast. I'll make an omelet and I use the same ingredients that I would. I've got mushrooms, onions, ham, cheese. So it makes it nice. When I put it together, I'll take a video for you guys and put it on community. I know you guys have said, if I do this again, please, you know, show you how I do it. It's super time consuming to cut, chop, and get everything into the salad drawer. But once it's all done, it is heavenly. It is so, so nice. Yes. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, absolutely. All right. So you can tell the reason I did this layout twofold. It's pretty, and it's doodly, and it's functional. But also, because Wes is gone, I don't have a lot going on. I'm a homebody by nature. So when he's gone, it's even worse. Like I go to work, I come home. Go to work, come home. I'm not one to go anywhere. Sunday though, no, Saturday. Hopefully he's home by Saturday. Let me see here. What was I going to put in? Oh, fuel. Stop for fuel. I have to stop every Friday for fuel because there was a time in my life where I would fill up at half a tank and never let it get below. And then something happened. I woke up on a Tuesday and I'm like, I'm a rebel now. I'm going to run my gas tank until the light comes on. And then again until the light goes off. So I stop every week now. I'm forcing myself. And then on here, I need to stop by the P.O. box. Audra, if you are on or you watch the replay, your washi tape was returned to me for postage. I am so very, very sorry. So I put postage on it. It went out yesterday, but it's going to miss the deadline for the live tomorrow. So I just want you to, I sent you an email to you, so hopefully you got that. And then Saturday at 2, we have a barbecue. And at 10, we have railway cars. I know. So my sister-in-law got us tickets. They're these pedal electric assist, or I think they're electric assist. I don't know. I've never ridden one. But there's 4 people on like a rail car. It looks like a mining car without the bucket. It's just you sit in the open and there's 4 seats and you pedal. You're doing a really good job at explaining this. I don't feel like I am. And it is about an hour and a half. You all 4 get to ride. And it's just on the railroad tracks. I'm hoping they're like abandoned tracks. There's so many questions I have. But it's booked. We're going. And hopefully Wes is home in time. Because if not, I'm going to need a +1. It's like skiing. Single. I'll just be standing in line hoping somebody will hop in the seat next to me. Otherwise, I'm going to have to pedal really hard, and that just doesn't sound like a good time. I also need to think of a good salad to make for the barbecue. It's not a work barbecue, but it's all my work peeps. Dun, dun, dun. All right, let's go fill in these flower doodles. And let's not do all of them. Let's leave some of them as circles. How's that? These are really easy to fill in. All I'm going to do is I am going to make a cloud shape, just like clouds, but I'm going to do them in a spiral. So I'm not going to connect the cloud together. So I'm going to go in here. And it's fine if you overlap outside the color. That is totally fine. And then for the leaves, I'm just going to go in here and do a squiggle as well. So they're very much doodle flowers. Very much doodle flowers. Right? Super, super easy. You can also do a spiral design if you want. Which do you guys like better, the clouds or the spirals? I can't take credit for these. I actually saw these on another channel. I want to say they were Helen, but I'm not sure. Not 1,000% sure. These almost feel like, so for the spiral ones, thank you. I think the spiral ones remind me during the holidays, because I feel like if we do like lollipops for Christmas, like I'm thinking like peppermint lollipops, the red and the white, the spiral would look so way cute. Way cute. Oh, yeah. Oh, perfect. I like that, Hope. And it's so relaxing. And remember, it does not have to be perfect. We are not going for perfection. And with these doodle flowers, I feel the less perfect they are, the better they look. They're not meant to be twins. They're like meant to be cousins. First cousins at best. So relaxing. And I've got my water feature outside. For those of you who don't know, years ago, we had a hot tub that was passed down. It was probably 30 years old, easily. Maybe not, but it's definitely seen a bunch of love. And one day it just decided that it was done, and Wes had looked for parts for it, and it was just an astronomical amount to fix it. So my bright idea, because the deck is built actually around the hot tub, it's built in to the deck, was let's transform it. Let's do a DIY upcycle. Wes is so excited every time I say something like that. He gets so eager. That is sarcasm. He does not. So he's like, well, what are you thinking? I said, what if, and he's like, oh dear. I said, what if we turn it into a koi pond? And he's like, actually, that's kind of a cool idea. And I'm like, right? So that is exactly what I say we. The S is silent. Wes did all of that. He took out all of the like electrical parts from it. He sealed up everything so that the fish couldn't like get out or hurt themselves. There's no power to it. The power's cut off. But what's really cool is he put a whiskey barrel on one corner, and then we have a pump that pumps the water up to the whiskey barrel, and it has like a waterfall. And there's a bunch of plants in there. We went to get koi. I don't know if you've ever shopped for koi, but they are not a frugal fish. They are very expensive. So instead we got just little goldfish that grew into, over the past 5 years, ginormous goldfish, like huge. And they are so happy out there. We have 2 of them. They are so happy out there. So that is the water feature that you hear. It is an old upcycled hot tub. Dun, 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 dun. All right. I think that is going to do it. What do you think? Other than this little flub up there and my coffee, I think it looks amazing. Now, at the end of the week, it's going to look a little bit different, of course, because I'm going to fill in more of this as the week goes on. Of course, that's how planning goes. But at the end of the week, let's say you have some areas in your planner that are blank space, and you're like, I just really don't like having that much blank space. You can go in with your markers, and I will do this a lot. Just fill it in with some really cute dots with your markers, and it just adds enough visual texture that it's not so plain. So all I did was use 2 colors, added a couple of dots, and that box no longer looks so empty. You could also fill in, if you're feeling a little frisky, you can take the markers and do dots up here. Add a little bit of visual texture. If you're not really a big fan of doing the blue, or I'm sorry, the green, you can go up here with just your regular pen. You can put in some black dots here. It just adds a tiny little bit, and it's not a whole lot. Like, it doesn't take very much time at all to add those in there, but you can see how much more visual texture they add to this page. And all I'm doing is 3 little dots. That is all I'm doing. I'm just pushing the pen down. Boop, 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 boop. You don't have to make that sound, but it does help. It absolutely helps. I appreciate you guys so much. I love you. I am so glad we got to plan together today. I cannot tell you how much I look forward to this every week. I will do a flip through at the end of the week and post it on the channel so you can see just how much I filled in or didn't fill in, because I'm honest about what I do. If I don't fill it in, I don't fill it in. I hope you have an amazing Saturday, and I hope to see you tomorrow on my other channel, Plan with April, for the live at 7. Any questions, feel free to tag them or write them down below. And then if you guys want any layouts specifically this week for me to film, let me know as well, so that I can get those organized today and film them tomorrow. I hope you have a good weekend, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.